Hi everyone, this is Jenny Garcia, and in this video I have 6 sequin mixes that I created, and they're all holiday related. I am gonna be using these on my December daily. Last year I made 5 and I used, I would say, like 4.5 of the ones that I made. So the first one is inspired by this confetti paper that I created using a card from in a creative bubble. The original card has the gingerbread man, the sweater, a stocking, a mug, a gift, a candy cane. So what I did was I used the magic tool to cut all around that, and then I repeated the pattern all around an 8.5 by 11 base, and I am super happy with the way it turned out. I am obsessed with it, and that is why this was the first sequin mix that I had to do. I also have little gingerbread sequins that I got from a pack that was from American Crafts, and it's so old. It's easily like 7 years old, and that's all I have left from that pack. It had candy canes, it had Christmas trees, the gingerbread man, and snowflakes. So I used them all except those little gingerbread men. So I wanted to use also the colors red, white. Of course, white is a great color to add to your sequin mixes because it really balances everything out. Pink, light blue, and I'm using these candy. They look like candies, but they are just tubes or canes of polymer clay that have been cut really tiny, and they look like sprinkles. I also use a bunch of these snowflakes, and I order white white sequins, and I don't know if you, being the victim of the postal office, they're having lots of difficulties. I mean, my mailman works around the clock. He works really hard, and I feel bad for him. But lately, like, I receive my stamps from Everyday Explorers Co. And I was supposed to get them the 13th, and I ended up getting them the 21st. And also, a package that Tumbo sent me, I had to wait like 10 days after the estimated delivery date. So it's been a little bit annoying. So I buy my sequins. I have some from Target. Michael's recently has been having really good selection on sequins. A Pretty Little Studio has gorgeous sequins. If you're not very good, or you think that you're not very good at making these holiday mixes, you may want to try buying them from Spiegel Mom Scraps. I think Serena B from Paper Cakes also had sequin mixes. I don't know if she still does. But the clue to the sequin mixes, oh, and I forgot Dollar Tree, which are the ones that I had in my hand that were tiny hexagons. Those, they do get stuck to the bowl that I was mixing, and it's a little bit annoying when you are putting these in. I put them in very tiny tubs that I will show at the very end that I get from Dollar Tree. I am, besides making this for myself, I'm also making extra to share with 3 of my friends, Patty, Tina, and Renee, who are also doing a December daily or December related project. So yeah, I ordered white sequins, but I didn't have enough, so I'm gonna have to rely a lot on those snowflakes. I also have stars that are white, and I also have the hexagons from Dollar Tree, but I really wish I had more white sequins because I love how they balance everything out. And at the end, I'm going to show photos of these mixes if you can't see them very well. The second the second sequin mix is going to be a candy cane inspired one, which I also did last year, and I think it was the first one that I finished using. I just love how pretty and it ended up looking. I started with some peppermint candies, and now I'm just gonna add as much red and white as I can. I have some Santas, I also have snowman, and these were sequins that I ordered like very early this year, probably January or February, and I haven't used them well yet because I was waiting for December daily 2020 to make new sequin mixes. And I love this red. It's a matte red and I love how it looks. I also add seed beads, and this is a trick that I learned from Serena B. I just love the extra texture and size. It looks just perfect. And last year I used micro beads, but when I was doing my holiday embellishments, the micro beads were like spilling out because I was using some tulle instead of using a page protector. So this year I decided that I was gonna add micro beads if I use it on a page protector, and I'm gonna do it at the moment that I add the whole sequin mix. And on the left you can see my little organizer of sequins, and that's just one of them. Then below you can see that I have little boxes which are from the Reese organizer, and I'm gonna link below the Reese organizer and the little bottles. The links are affiliated links. You don't get charged extra. I just get a little commission for showing you these cool products. But the little organizer per se, the square, it's a lipstick organizer that I got from Dollar Tree. And spoiler alert, I love Dollar Tree. That little bowl where I'm mixing, it's also from Dollar Tree, and the little jars that I'm gonna use to store these. Now the bead scooper, which is what I'm using to mix, is I got it from Amazon, and I love it. It's one of my favorite tools. Not only is awesome for mixing, it's awesome for like scooping things and putting them in small pockets. And here's a little spoiler alert, I already did my cover for December 2020, and I use a little sequin mix. Kind of looks like one of my holiday DIY embellishments, and I'm so excited with how it looked, and I can't wait to show you. So this third mix is going to be classic Christmas colors, which are red, green, of course white to balance everything out, and then I decided to add some gold. And I was planning to do 5 sequin mixes, but I wasn't a huge fan of how this one turned out. I don't know why. But then I looked at it and I actually liked it, but at the moment I was like, no, I don't like this one. So instead of 5, I made 6. And here I'm gonna use all the trees, the Santa, the snowflake, the snowman. What else? I don't know, all the little shapes and all the colors. And I'm also gonna have a link to Pretty Little Studios shop below because I do really love their sequins. I also got some at Target. I don't know if this year you were able to grab a few of the bottles. My friend Patty was so awesome and she grabbed me some candy canes, which I could not get in my store. My store only had, I think they only had the fake snow and the fake snow and the shiny hollow hexagons. So she got the candy canes for me so I could add them to the sequin mixes. And I still have the trees from last year and the little snowflakes. So after the holidays, which is like in 5 minutes, I am going to go to Target and see if I find anything that I could scoop for next year, so I can use that on my December daily 2020, which I just started, and I really hope that I can finish at the beginning of the year, because I don't want to like finish a December daily and then start working on another one like I did this year. Is kind of like the fact that I eliminated a bunch of things from my Rascal cart, and I did this new mix, and I printed new collections from in the creative bubble, did help a lot. But at the same time, it's too much. So I love the little organizers from Dries, and I have two of them. I have one that only has very little boxes, and then I have one that has really big ones, medium ones, and then there like 2 rows of the smaller ones. And I wanted to get a new one, either of those or the medium boxes, so I can store all my DIY sequin mixes. And some of the trees that come in the package are like stuck together, so that's why you see me like touching them, separating them. It does look cool to have a little bulk in a few, but then you get more volume if you spread them apart. And those stars that I'm mixing up right now, I'm trying to separate the really big ones from the smaller ones. I only want the smaller stars in the mix. This is a confetti bag from Dollar Tree, so check the party section in their new craft section. They recently got a bunch of things. And I'm also using clear sequins that I got from Michaels, and they are perfect because they add like a little volume, but they don't really change a lot. Like the color dynamic, like both red and green are very strong colors, so when you add them and then you add gold, it's like a lot. So all that white and clear can really help balance out all those colors. And when you do this, you just want to keep mixing and adding until you feel happy with it. And sometimes it's gonna look way too busy, like this one right here. There's a lot going on, but once you put it in a page protector, in a pocket, you're not gonna notice that much how much it is. And as if I didn't have enough stuff, I added a few little balls of fake snow, and I'm showing you these candies because I use so much pink in my December daily that I decided to do a pink and red mix. But I'm not gonna add a lot of red. It's gonna be a little bit of red, a lot of pink, and a lot of white. So what I was saying is that it can look like a lot, but once you put it in you don't have to add the whole little sequin mix to one pocket. If you add a little bit and then you have those that stick to the walls of the page protector, like the little hexagons from Dollar Tree, like the little stars that I have, then those kind of will fill out the pocket in a way that is pleasant, but it's not gonna cover the whole thing. Another thing you have to be careful with is adding glitter. I would add glitter the second that I do it on a page protector. I really believe that it should only be done when you're using a plastic page protector. And also check out Dollar Tree for the little seed beads that I've been using. Some of them are from Dollar Tree, others are from Tuesday Morning, and others were from a kit that my daughter have, and I don't even remember what that kit was. It was in a box that I have full of like jewelry stuff, so my girls can make necklaces when they get bored. I'm also gonna use the flat candies on the sequin mix, and I had some very pretty stars that were like clear and worked perfect with this mix. And I also decided to use pink. Not only I use a lot of pink, most of the In a Creative Bubble collections have at least a little bit of pink. And I also take the cards and I open them in Photoshop and I use my paint bucket tool to change the colors. That way I have like 3 versions of one card, maybe more if I get really excited. So a bunch of them I have turned into pink. And it's mostly because, especially years like last year, my daughter wore a lot of pink, so I ended up using those. And always, you can always add extra things if you're gonna make a shaker pocket and you think, oh yeah, I have this cool mix, but what if I add Santas instead of adding everything and then having to scoop out some things. And that is why I kept this one really simple. When I love those sparkly sequins from Pretty Little Studio. And I do have white ones, but they're not, I wouldn't call them holographic, but they have like a shine that it turns them into pink, so it's not the best one to use for a mix like the classic red, green, and white mix. And after this video, I actually made a big dent on my sequin collection, so I was able to rearrange a lot and kind of clean up my collection and put everything that I could in smaller little boxes, because some of them are used so much that I finished the whole little box or the whole little bottle. And these snowflakes came with very tiny diamonds that are super cute, so I scooped a bunch of those and added to this mix. And I was kind of hoarding that sequin bag because they are so pretty, but I decided, you know what, let's just go for it. And I think this one and this one that comes right now is going to be inspired by this Feed Your Craft kit. These two were my absolute favorite, and I'm going to use a lot of this Feed Your Craft kit, which was designed by Geraldine is the name of the lady who owns In a Creative Bubble. Now I'm not sure, but I do know that she is so freaking talented, and I'm gonna be using this kit a lot. I also, whenever you buy a Feed Your Craft kit, you also get the digital version, which is a godsend because then you can change the colors like I told you that I done. You can make your own papers. You can print as many of any card that you want. So I did print a lot of extra pages and cards, and I also have the die cuts. So I'm gonna be copying the colors from this card specifically because these are the cards that kind of like, this is the card that sums up all the colors in the kit. So I'm going to use a tiny bit of that blue here. The shiny white works a little bit better because there is pink, so it kind of balances that out. I'm going to use a few shades of green and blue. Of course, that flat red, I think I ended up using that whole pack of flat reds. It's just so good. And here I got the chance to use some greens that are not too traditional, are a little bit like shiny and again have that sort of pink shine that the white sequins also had. And I love these blue sequins from Pretty Little Studio. They're clear, they're like transparent blue, and they're really pretty. Again, separating the trees, which was a little bit annoying, but the way you get more. Whenever you mix, remember to keep moving around the colors to see how well they mix. Because once you have them in the pocket, they are not going to stay in a certain position where one color looks better, or when you see one sequin a little bit better. I also really love the small star sequins because they add like a little extra. Oh, and here I also added some of the pink and blue candies to this mix. And this is gonna be my last one, and it's the classic that I thought I was gonna do the first time that I started dealing with these. I have my peppermint candies, and then I have one that has red and green. And here I'm gonna use all the holiday Christmassy icons: the trees, the snowflakes, the snowman, the Santa, and the candy canes. And I like those packs from Michaels because they have 3 sizes. They have the small, the medium, and the really big. So it's what save a lot of these sequin mixes, those clear sequins. And actually, after I was done, I found some golden ones that I bought from Michaels, and I forgot about them. I had them in another bag, and I added them to the classic mix with the gold. You gotta be careful with those little bags from Dollar Tree. I ended up putting them in one of the little bottles because you would try to put a little bit and the whole thing will come spilling out, and it was a little bit annoying. And you can check Tuesday morning. Sometimes they have like kits for kids for making bracelets and things like that, and they have beads like the ones in the little organizer. By the way, I got that little round organizer at Dollar Tree, and it's so good. I'm kind of bummed out by the last batch of little bottles that I got from Dollar Tree because it was like really hard to open, and I'm afraid that since they're selling more now, the quality will go down even more. Maybe I hope that I just opened a pack that was not good and the rest are pretty decent. And I thought I was done, but then I needed to keep adding like I do most of the time. I also added some little snowballs, and these are the little jars that I mentioned that I got from Dollar Tree. That first one is the confetti mix. You can see a little bit of everything in this jar. And the second one is the candy cane jar. I also have some white flowers that I added, and I know the flowers are not very holiday-ish, but you can add them there and they don't look bad. And like I said, I did not have white sequins, so. And this is the classic with gold, and I bought from Dollar Tree a bag of what I thought were beads. They were actually like curly gold paper. This still look very cute, but it's not what I thought I was buying. There you can see a little candy and the white hexagons, that those cling on to everything. That's what I said that you don't need to fill out the whole thing, because some of these little ones would hold on to the page protector and give you the illusion that you have more than you actually do. And this is the one based on the Feed Your Craft kit. And the last one, which is Classical Christmas, and I love those matte sequins that I added. They made this pack. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to check out my December daily 2020, some videos are coming very soon. I just need to edit them, so make sure you subscribe and you click on that bell to get notifications, because YouTube is just gonna recommend you weird stuff that you're like, why is this in my feed? So that's why you gotta like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that your holiday season it's going great under the circumstances of whatever everyone is going through. Have a great day and a great season, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.